Check it out. We are live. Blake Cousins, welcome back, everybody, from around the world. It is my pleasure to be with you, and we are taking calls from around the world. If you've got a UFO sighting and you want to share, the number is 347-934-0378. You know what? Welcome, everybody, in the flash chat. We got a lot of callers. Let's just get to it. Let's bring them in. That's what people tune in for. They want to hear a great UFO encounter. So let's bring in area code 831. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Blake. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Pretty good. Where are you calling in from? What's your name?
My name is Mark. I'm calling from Monterey Bay Area, California.
Oh, okay, cool, Mark. I see that Mark left me a Gmail just about an hour ago. He said he wanted to share something, a UFO sighting that you had. Wow. Hey, thanks for joining us. Let's get along with it. Let's hear it.
Okay, I've got a couple, actually. First one was when I was in the Navy. I was on board the USS Sacramento, and we were doing OPI off the coast of San Diego. And me and my buddy, we were looking over the fantail of the ship, the ascent of the ship. And we're just staring in the water, and we almost hit like this huge circular, like spherical reflective disc underneath the water. Like it was 3 feet away from the ship. It was like right next to it, and we just passed it by. And then we called the bridge and told them, and they actually turned the ship around looking for it, and there was nothing there. But
do you think this? Wow. So you're aboard the vessel. You know what a submarine looks like. What makes you think it wasn't a submarine that you saw underneath the water?
Well, first off, if it was a submarine, they would have probably known it since I was in the Navy. And I don't know. I've seen a submarine. It wasn't a submarine. Me and my boy both saw it. We were both teased for like months.
Wow. What did anybody aboard the craft? Again, what was the name of the Sacramento?
Yeah, USS Sacramento.
Wow. So the USS Sacramento. So was there a buzz on the ship about word getting out about what you guys saw? That sounds It sounds like you're really close to this.
Yeah, we got teased. Me and my boy both got teased, saying that hey, you've seen the little green man around? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got teased.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You want to report something that you witnessed, then you all of a sudden you're ridiculed and you're butt of jokes. But so you went ahead and reported it, and you said that the vessel actually turned around to investigate. So the captain must have been intrigued with what you're saying. It took you seriously.
Yeah, I was a pretty respected sailor. I always did my job. I don't really lie, so I just, yeah, he took me seriously, I guess, for to turn the ship around. But yeah, we looked for it, and we circled like twice. There was nothing there.
Well, how big do you estimate the size of this craft?
Oh, geez, it was half the size of the ship. It was the back end of the ship. It was the size of the back end of the ship, which was, I don't know. It was in the second largest ship in the fleet. So it was a pretty big ship. It had a pretty big fantail. I don't know, maybe 200 feet, maybe 150 feet.
So, yeah, this, I love it when people call in with military rank and they're aboard, these vessels, the USS Sacramento, for example. And, this is what it's all about. Third Phase Moon, sharing people's stories. And, yeah, when it comes down to military personnel that have witnessed this phenomenon, it doesn't get much better than that. If you ask me, you know what you're seeing. You know what a submarine looks like. You know what a helicopters look like or airplanes. You've seen them up close, but now you're seeing something you can't explain. So that's quite amazing. And you say it stuck with you for just a few months. What about your buddy now that witnessed it with you? That was also ridiculed. Is he still around? What does he still say about it? You guys talk about it?
Yeah, we talked about it not too long ago on Facebook. I hit him up on Facebook, and he said, yeah, he remembers that. But yeah, we were both tripped out. We saw this huge reflective disc right underneath the water. It was like just barely underneath the water, and it was like right next to the ship, within like 3 feet of the ship. We almost hit it.
Do you think it was definitely, I don't know, it sounds like it's definitely tracking the USS Sacramento. It was checking you guys out. Was there any nuclear weapons aboard at the time? What do you say?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're a supply ship. We had a lot of ammunition on board, but nothing nuclear, not to my knowledge, at least.
So again, what part of the ocean were you guys, sailing along?
We were about 50 miles off the coast of San Diego.
A lot of UFO sightings out there. A lot of UFO sightings along that coast, definitely. So is a USO is an underwater submerged object. What do you think?
I don't know. I thought it was. I don't know what it was. It was just a huge reflective disc. I don't really know what it was, but we went back looking for it, and there was nothing there. So I don't really know what to think about it.
Yeah, definitely. I would think that it would be one of ours. People are saying in the flash chat that definitely wouldn't be any, enemy technology. That's getting a little close to creating some kind of
home.
A little close to home, a little act of war. But extraterrestrials, they play by their own games, I'd imagine, and they got our oceans under their command. I would imagine with the technology that they have. Now, you said you had a second sighting. Now, wow. This is quite incredible. This
one's really a trip because I didn't really see a UFO, but I was on Skype with my girlfriend in Australia, and I was in California. I was in home, and she was in Australia, and I saw an image on the video of this is really weird, but it was 3 little green guys in black suits and black boots, and they were walking around in there. And I didn't know what to think of it.
All right, so you're saying green men in black suits. No, I've never heard of that one before. Reptilian comes to mind.
I don't know. I saw it, and I asked her, are your kids playing with any green little aliens or anything like that? And she said no, she couldn't see them. Only I could see them. But I looked online. I typed in people seeing aliens on Skype. I didn't know what else to do, really. But there was nothing that came up for it. So I don't really know. All I know is I remember it. I saw it. And it was the same day. It was 2013. It was the same day that the airliner, I think it was a Chinese airliner, collided with something in the air.
Are we able to see this image somehow?
No.
Or you just
no. I just saw it on Skype. I was on Skype in a video call on Skype, and it just appeared. So I don't have the know-how to record anything off Skype anyways. But yeah, it was a trip.
Yeah, that definitely sounds. Has anybody out there? Have you heard of any stories about green men in black suits? I've heard of the men in black, obviously, and they're kind of palish, and their complexion is pale and pasty. But I've never heard quite the green men.
They were green. They were little like they were like grays, that like the image of the grays that you see. that you know of, but they had like big heads and big black eyes. They were wearing one-piece black suits.
Wow. That is definitely strange. And, your first encounter, so, that's the one, because when it's involving a military vessel and they're doing donuts in the circle out there in the ocean, trying to locate whatever this object you saw, and it sounds like it's like 200 feet, a disc shape, just underneath the water. We've had many people claim that there is an underwater base just off the California coast over there in Malibu, but it's a little bit farther up north from San Diego. But still, with the technology, these guys could get around, and following a Navy vessel such as yours, it starts to make one think. Why are they doing this? Did you see any kind of indication that it was like built by man? Did you see any kind of bolts or sockets on it? Could you describe the craft?
No, it was just a big reflective disc. It was just underneath the water. Came right next to the ship. I mean, we were looking over the side of the ship and we saw it. We both saw it. I mean, it was huge. But so we reported it, and they turned the ship around to look for it, and nothing was there.
Again, can you give us the approximate date of this sighting?
I don't know, 94, I think it was.
Summer or winter time?
I think it was summertime.
All right. Okay. Well,
summertime.
You know what? That is, we're going to look into this. We're going to look into the USS Sacramento and see if there's any indication during that year if there was any unusual activity. And this is quite interesting. So basically, and one more question before I let you go. I got to get to other callers, but was it in the daytime or nighttime?
Yeah, it was during the day. It was reflecting sunlight.
Yeah, broad daylight sighting. There's no guessing that you were looking at something that you can't explain. So, well, appreciate you calling in. And if we find out anything, I got your email. You contacted me, and I'm so glad you were able to share your incredible encounter. I'll let you know if we find anything. All right?
Okay. And if anybody out there's seen the aliens on Skype, please call in and say something, because I hate to think I was the only person alive that did.
Yeah, that's amazing. Maybe they're hacking Skype. You never know. They come in and out of people's conversations during Skype and go, "Hey, look at this. Look at me." All right. Okay, we got more callers. We're going to get to them, but stand by. We'll be right back. This is Third Phase Moon. And, wow, that was an incredible caller right there aboard the USS Sacramento. Massive USO spotted underneath the water by personnel. Quite incredible. Stay tuned, Blake Cousins. Third Phase of Moon. We're back, and just a little update from Kyoko number one, our flash chat. basically just shared with us the USS. Let's see. The USS Sacramento was the third ship in the United States to bear the name for both the river and the capital city of California. All right. Hey, thanks for that heads up, Kayoko. And we're going to see if we can find out what that caller witnessed. It sounded like it was something big. Sound like it was something real big. All right. Now, let's see. If anybody wants to call in, the number is 347-934-0378. And if you want to get to the top of the call list, press number 1 and you'll be taken straight to the top. Number 1 on your keypad or whatever, press that 1 and you'll get bumped up to the top. And I see people want to share their stories. Look at this. Press that number 1. You want to share something big? We want to hear a good story. All right, let's get to it. 617, you're live, Third Phase of Moon. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on?
Doing good. Yeah, got you loud and clear. You got something you want to share? Let's hear.
I was going through like a little mild depression phase, like probably like 3 years ago, and I actually like I guess I just dived into meditation, but I just probably just used everything that I like any advice I can get from anybody. So I just use my imagination. So I guess I astral projected, and while I was astral projecting, I was in a place that's just like there's like no up, there's no down, there's no left, there's no right, there's all white. So I felt like it was like a place where like I can cleanse myself. So when I'm in that place, I just forget that I was actually meditating. This is like the first time I actually like opened my mind up or whatever. So while I was doing it, I heard something. Could you hear me? Yeah, while I was doing it, I heard something in my head like, "Oh, who are you and what are you doing here?" So I just wanted like to go back to my body. So when I went back to my body, I started sweating like crazy. Like I was sweating all over my body. That's it. Simple as that. And I went to go search, and I found out it was called Hatha Yoga, and I was like, all right, cool. I didn't even know I was doing that, but now I do. So, but later on, like throughout that week, I seen an owl in front of my crib, in front of my apartment, and it was just staring. It was just looking at me, and I was just being stupid because I'm a city kid, so I just put some food like a piece of bread so the bird can eat. So I was talking to one of my friends that I believe like that knew a lot about spirituality, like what does it mean or whatever. He said, oh, whatever, it might be just wisdom, because they always portray the owl as wisdom. So that night I go to sleep, my conscience I wake up, and my conscience is like, wake up, your door is about to be open. I look at my door, and then I'm scared, and then eventually it opens. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I get up, I pick up my phone and use the flash. And could you still hear me? Hello?
Yeah. What happened next? Let's
I'm sorry.
Got a few minutes left.
So I'm hurry up. So I took my phone. I used the flash on my phone and started looking around, and there was nothing in my apartment. And then the next night it was the same thing, but instead of me waking up to like, oh, the door's gonna be open, it was two little grays and one tall one, and the tall one was in the middle. And by the time I can like grasp like any type of imagination of identification in my brain to even see these motherfuckers, it was just like I got angry because it's like it's an intruder in your house. Like you want to, I don't care if you, it is what it is. But I ain't trying to get all extra. But as soon as I can grasp like an idea of what they look like, they dematerialize and then rematerialize right next to me and stick the needle in my arm, and I got proof. Like I still got the little needle hole in my arm, and then I fell asleep. And then I woke up feeling like somebody took off all my clothes. and put my clothes back on, and that was it. Ever since then, I was tweaked out and whatever. But I ended up doing some research, and come to find out, there was over like 304 reports of some form of abduction, and they don't know who to talk to, and they were having a meeting at MIT about this, and I haven't heard anything about this, like anything about like what to do in a situation.
Yeah, that's it. Really sounds like you had an abduction experience, and it sounds like you're visited by multiple beings, and it sounds like they're going to be coming back. So this is cool. This is, to me, I think this is a special thing, like you say.
Yeah, they said in my brain when I actually thought about it, it was like mostly about like they cleaning my blood, and they were talking about how all the chemicals, like based off anything that you eat in time, some of the stuff stores in your body and it creates more different, basically chemicals in your blood system. So they were like filtering. I felt like they cleaned my blood, and that was it. But that was it. I felt like it was just a reward. You feel me? That was it.
Yeah. It's
so
a very special moment.
I don't feel fear or anything like
very
I'm gonna
special.
go to sleep. I don't feel scared or anything like that, because I felt like they actually helped me. Like, actually feel like knowledgeable. I feel more. It's mad weird. It just, I don't know. But
big questions. Do aliens abduct people to help them medically if they have issues, blood transfusions? People say that they've been abducted and then they're cured of disease. I'm not exactly sure, but I imagine that their medical knowledge is a lot more capable than what we have going right now, even though medicine is getting advanced. So this is amazing. Can you tell us one last question? When and where exactly did this take place?
In Brockton, Massachusetts. It's like probably like close by the Bridgewater Triangle. I seen a UFO too, like a couple, like this year. I seen I looked up. I was looking up. I was driving, and then I looked up. I seen a helicopter. That's the only reason why I looked up. And then I seen in front of the helicopter there was a black UFO disc, and it was just flying, and it was just following it. And then and at the same direction, the helicopter went back to the opposite direction. And then they keep on going to the same direction over the house. They got the military ones and they got the regular ones, and that's it. But I haven't seen any more UFOs or anything like that. It was just that one time, and it was a black disc. I remember. I wasn't stupid. Like, I could see it. It's clearly, like, you can notice it. You can see it. So
well, what's amazing is we have people right in your area that have seen incredible things, and they're amazed because they're witnessing things in the skies, and they feel what you are telling us, that you're experiencing a real phenomenon. So, well, you know what? Keep in touch. If they ever come back, you got something more experiences, feel free to give us a
I'm
call,
just saying it now. It's
amazing.
out there. So if anything happens to me now, like, at least someone knows. I know someone heard it. So at the end of the day, it's like, you feel me? It's like I don't feel like alone. You feel me? If I pass it on, I just hopefully someone can like learn by it, and it's just, I don't know how you're gonna plan to prepare for yourself for that, but I just stay positive psychologically. That's all I can say.
Well, that's about all you can do in life, and that's a good way of thinking about things. Stay positive. Thanks for the call. And man, if anybody out there has been abducted and have they been healed of a disease and have they witnessed a rays in person? Well, we really like to hear those stories. That's what it's all about. Okay, more callers. We got a lot of them. We'll try and get to as many as possible tonight. Area code 715. You're live on Third Phase of Moon.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, hi.
Welcome to the show. Hey, where are you calling in from? What's your name?
I'm Mick from St. Croix Falls, Wisconsin.
Well, welcome to the show, Mick. Hey, thanks for calling in. If you could get a little closer to your apparatus. I'd like to hear you a little, Claire, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I was wanting to call you on this here quite a while ago. Last year, I've heard, I watch you guys, I watch Secure Team, I watch everything because I've seen UFOs, me and my wife in 79 and stuff, it's like, wow, V formation, and just shot up into space. We know they exist, and never really spoke about it to anybody. Back in them days in the 70s, people were tripping on acid and everything else. So you don't want to be talking like that because they'll think you was tripping on something. But anyway,
yeah, sure.
So you watch all these different things like you put on and listen to different people, which are quite interesting. And I understand what this last gentleman was talking about. It's hard to talk to people nowadays about much anything. Everybody's uptight, but you bring up stuff that's like what your show's about, and they think you're goofy. Well, anyway, I watched this one show, and this guy says he sat down and he hears about telepathic, and I thought that's pretty interesting because I know it's true. I don't know if it's a guardian angel or what, but my little brother at 17 was dying of cancer, and before he went out, into a blackout, just before he was dying, he said that he wanted me to be there, and I thought that was, quite a, he was dying, and he knew it, and he wanted Mick there, so I drove down to Black River Falls in Wisconsin, and I had a voice come into my head telling me that I was to tell everybody that he was, now this is the real thing, I'm not kidding you. It's like me and you talking, it's right in your head, And it said, you're to tell everyone that Brad's going home on the 3 a.m. train with Jesus, and that's no kidding. And I said back in my mind thinking, and I said, I could never do that because, I'm a musician, entertainer, I like to goof around, and I'm known for that. And I know I'm not doing it. I'm thinking it in my head, No, I ain't doing that. I couldn't believe that come in my head. But it was like me and you talking. Well, something took over me, like I'm the vessel, the tool. And all of a sudden it come right. I said, in front of my dad and everybody, I go, I'm to tell you that Brad's going home on the 3 a.m. train with Jesus. I couldn't believe it come out of my mouth, And, well, to make it shorter, 5 minutes to 3, that was 10 at night. 5 minutes to 3 in the morning, my stepmom, Sharon, yells, come in, everybody. He just took his last breath. And I looked up at the clock, and it was 5 minutes to 3. I'll never forget it. So, anyway, I'm getting into the telepathic part. And I know it exists because it's happened to me twice. That was one of them. But enough of that. I saw this show, and this guy says, Men in Black and all this stuff, and I'm like, telepathic, and I go, well, I know that exists because it happened to me, and I don't blame no one that believes him. If it doesn't happen, why would you? I wouldn't have believed it. Well, now I do. Well, this guy says, I was sitting at the airport, and I sat on the bench waiting for my flight at the gate, and I thought, I'm going to do what I've seen and heard so much of, so I thought real deeply, and I said to myself, if there's anybody that can hear me telepathically, come and sit beside me and put your finger on your chin. Well, I guess if maybe something went by and he wasn't thinking it was going to happen, all of a sudden out of the blue, a guy sits down beside him. This is what he's saying, and puts his finger on his chin, and I'm like, wow, I believe
No
him.
way. No way. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I go to Walmart last year. This is where I'm coming. I'll let you go because there's a lot of people wanting to talk to you. So I go to Walmart to get some beer, right? It's in the daylight, broad afternoon, got off of work. Go there, get some beer, dog food for my German Shepherd. And I see these, it's women in black. Now, this is cool. I didn't even think of it at the time. They look like grunge, like medieval. I don't know. They were all in black, and they were beautiful though. They were nothing an eyesore by no means. But the younger one, it was like a mother, all black hair, all in black clothes, black shoes, everything. And they were white complexion, and the daughter, that's what it appeared like, younger, and her legs were as skinny as from your elbow down, all the way up at the top, and she wore these black tight socks, like pantyhose or whatever girls wear, or Brett Favre from the Packers. Anyway, I saw that, and she had a skirt on, and the toothpick legs, and I thought, to myself, as they were 50 feet away, I thought, I'm watching, because I couldn't believe I've never seen nobody so skinny. How can you even function? And I said to myself, oh, my God, that's pitifully, terribly bad. And they both turned their head and looked at me. I mean, there's other people around, and I'm at the same time like hoodalls, man. I'm telling you, they didn't even.
Busted. They read your thoughts. You got to be careful what you're thinking. They heard you.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. And then I was in shock, and I thought, I didn't know what to think. I knew right away. They heard me. Dude, I'm telling you, they looked at me, no one else. It was immediately to me like a magnet. Bam, eye to eye, just like that. And I'm like, oh, my God, it's true. They can do that. These people are not from here, or they're gifted. I don't have an explanation. So after about a minute or two, in awe, I thought, I got to go find them. So I went down to where they have the cheese and stuff, and they're nowhere to be found. They're just vanished. And I'm like, I don't know. I just couldn't believe it. I'll never get over it because they heard me. They heard my thoughts. That's
They're
it.
listening. They're listening to you and all of us. And it makes a lot of sense. It is, for a matter of fact, that our brains transmit neurons, and there is a power there, and you could dial into that frequency and read one's thoughts, but we're not exactly there yet. But there's been government studies on this, and secret government studies on telepathy and mind reading and mind control in its own sense.
Like they did it in sync, like the double mint commercial, tell two friends and so on. They turned their head in sequence, like totally synced, like two carburetors, wham, right at me. And not from their body. I don't know how people can turn their heads that much, but they did.
You know, that sounds like almost straight out of the movie They Live. Once Rod Piper, I think was his name, he puts on the glasses with his friend. He makes his friend, he beats him up to make him wear these glasses, and then all of a sudden they're being spotted by the aliens, and they're like, we have a seer here. And next thing you know, you're on the run. Well, incredible story. Sounds like something right out of the movies. But let me tell you, people, this isn't a movie. This is real life. This really happens. And it's quite amazing. It's quite amazing that the callers, that they share their experiences. Okay, we got a lot more callers, so we'll try and get to as many as possible. 708. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. Area code 708. Welcome to the show. How you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing there, Blake?
Doing good. How you doing?
I have a couple stories here. It's pretty crazy. The first thing I'm going to go to is, I don't know if you've ever heard about, what is it, sleep paralysis?
Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah. Okay, let's keep it down to one story because I want to get to as many callers as possible. But yes, sleep paralysis. It's common. People have this dysfunction. Go ahead.
Having it since I was like a baby now. And I just found the root cause of it just this year by asking for some positive energy. But all the stories kind of connect. So I was having a sleep paralysis episode this year and was mid waking up, and I see these three little figures, gray aliens. And as soon as I saw them, they disappeared. I fall asleep again. I started to go into sleep paralysis. And then I asked for Jesus because I saw on some website that if you ask for the Lord's name, that you can stop these episodes. So I finally asked for some positive energy. I don't know. I'm not saying I am Christian or anything or believe in any faith, but I use in the Lord's name, Jesus, and these episodes have stopped ever since I've done that. So I just wanted to share that. It's pretty crazy.
Well, you know what's crazy too is you're the I think third caller tonight that has witnessed like three gray aliens in one area, like right within close proximity, and then they vanished. So that's that's very unusual to have three callers that pretty much describe the same thing. But you're saying that that okay, here we go. People are going to say, well, they could be demons, and then using the Jesus' name could repel the demon. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's more maybe just a thought pattern. Once you create a thought pattern, they might be looking elsewhere. I'm not exactly sure, but interesting thoughts here. Okay, bring in more callers. Let's see, 269. Welcome to the show. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. How you doing tonight?
Hello?
You're a little soft,
Hello?
sir. Can you? Yeah, gotcha. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Blake. How you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Doing good. What's your name? Where are you calling in from?
My name is John. And
all right, John. No problem. No problem. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Michigan.
All right. Welcome to the show. You got something you want to share? It sounds like.
Yeah. I've actually called and talked to you before. I think on your last video with the whale. And I wanted to kind of talk to you about fake airplanes today. I don't know if you know about that phenomenon or not.
Well, yeah, fake airplanes is one's opinions. That's for sure. We see a lot of fake airplane videos, as they say, but yeah, I guess, yeah, we get a lot of videos that people are saying, this isn't an airplane, this is something else. And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Looks like an airplane to me. But what makes you think they're fake? You think aliens are mimicking airplanes out there to fly around amongst us by unseen eyes, thinking that it's an airplane. Dismiss it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, actually, I'm quite certain, actually, they are. And it's not just limited to airplanes, actually. It's really just flying objects in general. But recently I had, been asking myself, was it just airplanes? But no. Some of the objects actually imitate birds as well. While they may not be able to take the shape of a bird completely, they may shape craft in a way that looks black, like a crow or something like that. And,
well, yeah, I could understand that. Military drone program are out there mimicking birds, but I don't. Do you also believe that balloons are mimicking themselves as UFOs or aliens?
Well, I can't speak for balloons. All I can speak for is the airplanes and the birds, because I've seen them. And
all right, what was a bird characteristic? What did it do that made you feel like, hey, this isn't no normal bird?
Well, see, I've seen a lot of UFOs, so I question everything I see flying around. And the other day, I seen there's this it's like a white craft kind of, but it has like a black window on it, and it can kind of shapeshift in a way, and it like scrunches up, and it can make like a square or a rectangle, and it scrunches up in a weird way, like kind of like a worm or a snake, and it does kind of look like a bird at a glance. I showed someone, and they were highly convinced it was a bird until I showed them, frame by frame, this object moving. But it was kind of like a black mass when I seen it at first. It just didn't look right. And I was waiting for it to, open the wings up or flap them or something like that, and it just did not do it. It kind of did that gliding motion. But once it became stationary, I knew for a fact it wasn't a bird, But I really wanted to talk to you about the fake planes because I really want to raise awareness about that. And so...
All right. So what's going on in your opinion, about these fake planes? Quickly, I want to get to one more caller, but yeah, let's hear it. What exactly should we be aware of about fake planes?
Okay. So the fake planes, they can pose as really any plane that you can imagine, any plane. There is no exception. They are smart enough to imitate planes in the correct way. So when they're really, really high up in the sky, they will usually take the shape and form of an airliner. And then when they come really, really low to the ground, they will be more like the, I don't know what they call it, B-planes or C-planes, something like that. I'm not sure. They're the ones with like the wheels on them that don't, go up into the craft. And I've seen them right before my eye. I mean, there'll be a plane and then just completely shapeshift into something else. So that they do it quite frequently. But the one indication that they aren't planes is, I mean, there's no way to really tell with the naked eye. You have to record them and look at footage to understand that they aren't planes because, it's just impossible to tell. But their flight will be off. They fly in just a straight line, and they fly at a pace that isn't quite right for a plane. It'll be slower or, faster than what a plane would normally do. And you can even hear them. I mean, they'll produce the sound of a plane. So I mean, they go the extra mile.
Sure. Well, guys, if you guys keep an eye out, look at those planes, see if they have any weird characteristics, because we've had a lot of videos submitted to us, and so we've put up some of these planes. Let me tell you that people are calling them, they're fake. They're not real. They can't possibly be real. And some of these videos, let me tell you, I would have to agree with them. Some of these major airliners, they appear to be basically pausing in midair and hanging there for quite a while, just basically defying gravity as we know it. And then there are some of these planes that you see the wing. Basically, there is no wing on this thing. It only has one wing. So these planes are kind of like trying to emulate a real plane, but they're being dysfunctional, so they kind of look weird and abnormal. But these are videos, and videos are good. So we put some of these videos up, and we let the people decide. And to me, some of these the evidence that we received, it's like I'd imagine that there are holographic programs out there, Project Bluebeam and the false flag invasion, creating a possible holographic false invasion. They're working on it. The entertainment business is working on it. Pretty soon we're going to be having holographic images basically right besides us. And they're using particle systems. So almost if you could imagine a steam, and then they're going to project light. It's going to reflect off the steam with mirrors, many mirrors. It's going to create the illusion that person or whatever image that they want to project is there in actual 3D. And this technology is going to be around here very soon. So get ready for that. Get ready. So the caller, you may think what he says about fake planes is, ridiculous, but there is a technology that's going to be around, and the entertainment industry is about to use it, but I'm sure the military's already grasped that technology. Okay. We got time for one more caller, so let's bring him in. Area code 6618. You're live, Third Phase of Moon. How you doing?
Hi, this is Stephen from Alton, Illinois.
Hey, welcome to the show, Stephen. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm the Stephen that's in the chat. Anyway.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. We got a guy that's always on the chat. Go ahead. Yep.
I'm 37 now, but when I was 17. I thought what I had was a dream because I watched several videos on YouTube where people say they've been abducted, but they thought it was a dream. So I have no idea if it was a dream or just an abduction. But anyway, I was 17. I lived in a country house out in Texas, and I remember seeing myself. My body was levitated out of my bed, went through a bathroom adjacent to my bedroom, went out the front door. Next thing you know, I see myself looking up, and there's 3 grays that looked at me, and I saw a white light shining down onto the ground. Now, I don't know if it was an abduction or just a dream, or it's always bugging me all these years.
Yeah, okay. It's crazy stuff, guys. People, listen to what we're hearing tonight. These grays, they travel in a trio system. 3 grays. We've heard this. I think is it the 4th time that people are calling in about 3 grays? Wow. So again, can you explain what they look like? What were they wearing? What any spacecraft sightings?
No, I haven't seen any spacecraft. I just remember their big gray heads and their black eyes. That's all I remember. And so, like I said, I don't know anything past that. I didn't really think much of it. But since I've been listening to your show, I thought I'd call in and tell everybody about it.
Well, we've been talking about telepathy and mind over matter in its own sense, but I got a feeling there's a little telepathy going on with callers from around the United States tonight, because we've had like 4 callers within less than an hour explain the exact same experience by being visited by a trio of alien grays. This is beyond a radio show. This is basically, there is a communication between people out there trying to explain their story tonight. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I do have one more story. I was in an office building, and this lady was taking my information, right? And I'm sitting there just minding my own business, and I looked down, and I looked up, and next thing you know, I saw a gray standing there. It didn't try to communicate with me telepathically or anything. And it had, I remember it had these dark black eyes. It was probably about 4'11", and the lady looks over. She screams and walks out of the room. And then I heard her talking to the guy in the hallway. Did he see it? And she said, I don't know. Then she came back, and then as soon as I looked away, the gray was gone. Like.
Yeah,
I mean,
what do you mean? Do they just vanish, or what? Do they duck around the corner?
I don't know. Like I'm saying, I was just minding my own business. I looked, I was just looking down, and I looked up for a second, and there it was. And I remember it had like these clear eyelids. Like the way camels have eyelids. They're kind of black and clear to help keep dirt out of their eyes. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit. And it was just staring at me. And then next thing you know, I looked away, looked back, and it was gone. I don't know.
Next time, my friend, when you see these things, don't take your eyes off of them for a single second. Stare them down. Have a staring competition. See who blinks first. You never know. But, man, hey, incredible. Hey, thanks for sharing your story, man.
All right, no problem. All right, talk to you later.
Thank you. Yeah, and keep in touch. I've got a feeling we'll be hearing from this gentleman here soon. Okay, we got time for one more call. Let's get to it. 385, you're live. 385, and hey, thanks for waiting. How you doing tonight?
Hello, Blake. I'd like to share something with you and your viewers. There's been a theme of telepathy tonight, and I'd just like to explain the mechanism through which that works. So,
okay, cool, awesome.
We start off in corporeal existence. You have the 3 dimensions, right? You can locate anything with 3 coordinates, correct? So consciousness is another analogous set of dimensions that coexists with our space-time. At any set of 3 coordinates in our space-time doesn't necessarily translate to a analogous set of coordinates in consciousness, meaning consciousness can be anywhere in our physical reality without actually having to travel the intervening space. So each human being, each consciousness, each intelligence, animal, bacterium even, occupies a similar geometry, such as your body. It's kind of a cylindrical shape, right? And it has some appendages. Your consciousness occupies space in this analogous 3-dimensional subverse, I guess you could call it. And it changes. It's an amorphous blob. So when you are angry, when you are sad, your shape's changing, and you occupy a different space or geometry within this dimension. Now, telepathy is when you are actually near or overlapping in this conscious space with other people and other entities. Some people have what you would call a sympathetic link with certain animals or certain people, or telepathic links. And this is actually just you being near in this conscious space. With your one caller who was experiencing with his meditation practices, this white area with no sense of direction, that is a pure form of entering the space with your consciousness. And I just like people to ponder on that. Science coming out in the next few years will heavily reinforce this theory. With the EM drive, it puts to shame the old nothing exists until you observe it idea with quantum physics, which turns out to be a dead end. And other things like the non-locality with spooky action at a distance that Einstein didn't like will also support this theory. Your brain is simply a chemical antenna to relate your existence in space-time to this conscious 3D realm. And I'd just like to leave you with that. Thank you.
That gets me thinking, because it sounds like you have some background knowledge of how the brain works. And I was just about to ask him, but he just dropped out. I wanted him to maybe write me an expose, some kind of a thesis on his theory, because it sounded pretty interesting in my opinion. And if anybody out there wants to cover any kind of subject matter and you think it deserves to be on Third Phase of Moon, write me out a script, a 10-minute story with references and sources. I want to make sure that the source is legitimate, but I want to hear incredible stories out there, whether it engages UFO phenomenon, U.S. or any kind of military cover-up of a UFO phenomenon, any kind of news sighting. You want to be a Third Phase of Moon reporter? Hey, send that story to me right here at Third Phase Moon. Write something up that I could read, and then I'll credit you the source of the story. And wow, this could be pretty amazing. You never know, because there's so many stories out there, and we love the people that listen to us, but I got a feeling they got stories that they want to share. So again, be part of the Third Phase of Moon team in reporting breaking news. It's quite incredible. Join me again. We're going to be broadcasting this Monday coming up, and we're going to be live again. It's the same time, everybody. So join me Monday night. We're going to be doing it live. And make sure, check out my latest adventure. We found a second bunker, an underground bunker that goes down to who knows where. And it's very close to the one we found earlier this month. What are these bunkers doing right here on the Hamakua coast of the Big Island? We're going to find out, I hope. Could they be interconnected? It is quite insane. And then also, I paid a visit to a volcano that's about to it's hitting the ocean, and there's going to be a major shelf break that could cause a mini tsunami, and it's exploding. A 25-acre shelf could just drop into the Pacific. It's an incredible video we just put up on our Third Phase of Moon channel, on our YouTube channel. Check it out, everybody. You want to see adventure? Check out this volcanic footage that we captured. And some people say there's weird things that they're seeing in the video. Images, spirits. Even some people said that they saw my face in the clouds. That's funny. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. And thanks for everybody on the Flash Chat. What an incredible night. We've heard some amazing things. Join me again this Monday night. Keep your eyes on the skies, people. You know what? Yeah, you know what? We're not alone.